Our parent company, ICE, is also heavily invested in the mortgage space. ICE Mortgage provides the innovative technology, network, and across-the-board support to make it possible to deliver the American dream of homeownership. ICE's focus on digital solutions ties into a recent headline in the mortgage space. A residential mortgage-backed securities deal backed by investor loans, Rocket Mortgage Trust 2024 INV1, is fueling belief that electronic promissory notes, or e-notes, could gain some momentum in the private label market. Joining us now to talk all about this is Chris McEntee. He's the Vice President of Product and Corporate Development at ICE. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning, Allison. Thank you.
Walk us through the role that ICE played in making this happen.
Well, it's really almost an exchange-like role that most people are familiar with ICE as being leader in. What we do is we sit in between a number of different counterparties working on a transaction. That includes the investor, the lender, as well as custody institutions and other supporting mechanisms when they create and sell the security.
Why is this revolutionary?
What's noteworthy about it was that traditionally e-notes, this is the digital promissory notes, were active with agency securities. So these are the security issuers, the MBS securities sold by Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and Ginnie Mae. They were really the pioneers in this space. But what was novel about this was that a private label mortgage-backed security was issued by Rocket, and it's got different collateral types. So these are not the traditional loans that are sold into the agencies that most investors are familiar with. And so what was interesting was there was a large portion of e-notes in the transaction. This required ICE to solve a lot of unique problems related to getting a rated security. And in particular, it was really a collaborative effort among a bunch of different counterparties to bring e-notes to a larger scale audience of investors.
What challenges have faced the acceptance of e-notes in the past, and how do you think this could mark the beginning of e-note use becoming established for private label residential mortgage-backed securities?
Well, Allison, if you think about it, what we're moving away from is a paper-based infrastructure. Right? So historically, most of us who've signed a mortgage or at least taken a mortgage out to acquire a home are used to the wet signature, signing and closing multiple documents. The joke is always you walk out with your hands stiff or losing feeling in your hands because you're signing document after document. The transition that's occurring now is really moving that to a digital platform. So the ability to be able to click through and identify a digital signature. And that's really the role that we help facilitate. So we create a unique instance of that loan. The investors are confident that the collateral has been executed properly, but it's all digitized. And so in that case, the role we're facing is where people would traditionally have to go into court and say, I have a wet signature document, the borrower signed this. We say we have the digital signature, and that's how we ensure the authenticity of the e-note.
The Rocket deal also underscores the ability of the MYSE registry, the industry's system of record, to scale and support other stakeholders in the broader ecosystem. Walk us through how this would work.
Yeah, well, typically MYSE has been around, but most of the people in the industry and active participants as both lenders and investors are familiar with the legacy platform where MYSE tracks a lot of the loans that are done in the U.S. It's about 80 to 90% of market share. What the new piece of it is called the e-registry. And as you mentioned, the system of record goes to that authentication, right? So when you create a digital instrument, you can have n number of instruments. So there could be lots of different copies, if you would, digital copies. But we hash it very similar to what you see with cryptographic algorithms around cryptocurrency. But in particular, what we do is we create a unique signature. And that unique signature is what makes it different. You can't reverse engineer it, and therefore you have our ability to be able to say, mark that security, mark that loan, put it into a security, and that gives the investor confidence and also creates liquidity, which is really core to the ICE mission.
Chris McEntee, thanks so much for your time today.
Okay, thank you.